What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and one of the things this channel does, what I use this platform to do, is to defend mein Freunds, my internet friends, and it's an honor, whether it's talking about channels like MXR Plays constantly getting demonetized, or it's talking about channels who have been taken over by some weird, phishing scam, or there are hit pieces written about them. I generally don't address the ones written about me. They're few and far between, but they are hilarious when they happen. But those days are kind of behind me. I do want to address what might be the most hilarious kind of attack ad on Tim Pool that I've ever seen. Now, if you have been following the news, by the way, leave a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it, and if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate your support. The Daily Beast actually had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to write this piece. This is not what it seems, especially when it comes to Tim Pool. Host Will Summer and Andrew Don't Care discuss his new song, which they think he's using to lure people into his right-wing world. Ooh. The song itself has really nothing to do with politics. It's pretty generic, pretty run-of-the-mill, early 2000s era emo rock. Something that you would expect from him given his taste in music. And it's getting out, like, why does the Daily Beast even do this? They posted this not that long ago, 10:30, so 2 hours ago. 50 likes. 50. 71 quote tweets. Of course, they go on to write, butt rock is the phrase a lot of people would use to describe this, says Andrew Kirill. Says of Pool's song on this EP of the Fever Dreams podcast. That's how he brings more people in. Be like, just trust this guy. He's a punk. He's one of you. Then ProRepublica reporter Andy Kroll, an author of an upcoming book. Wait a minute, are you using Tim's song to shill a book? Discusses the story on how the late DNC staffer's life, blah, 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 blah. How does this happen? Talk about that. I mean, let's take a look at the replies, first of all, because they are unbelievable. Here comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. You do know that you can just say you don't like the song, right? Not everything is a conspiracy. And Tim Pool is only right-wing if you define right-wing as disagreeing with progressive movement and career politicians. That is how they define it. Butt rock, lol. And by the way, that is a term that I've heard. It's not coined by them. Not in reference to Tim Pool, but to a genre of music. Lol, far right. It's like, Tim, it's working. Why are you even covering this? Didn't even know he sings lol, but you have definitely made me want to hear it. Far right butt rock, lol. I bet it's good. Didn't know Tim Pool owned the Daily Beast also. L, successful ratio. Someone just, oh my God, this is the saddest hit piece I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason he put he puts music out is kind of fueled by the exact same guiding purpose that like Daily Wire is doing, where they're like, hey, we don't like the media that's out there, we don't like the current culture, so we'll create our own. And that's fine. Like I think creating shows, it's just like the thing with Daily Wire, although there is a bit of like the bubble reviews and stuff like that, where like the Daily Wire movies are in my opinion, there have been some really good ones, like surprisingly good. I think it's because my expectations were so low. Like, no disrespect, Daily Wire, but they just were. But I thought like the Hyperions was really good. I thought Gina's movie was really good. I thought all of their movies were at least watchable, which is, it sounds like an insult, but it's not when you consider you pay, a similar amount for like Netflix or Paramount Plus or whatever, and they're mostly filled with garbage. How far-right YouTuber uses butt rock to lure in viewers. I don't know that Tim had a big sub growth from this. I'm pretty sure that the overwhelming majority of people that listened to Tim's song, which was trending in the top 20 or so on YouTube, and then I think on iTunes was like in the top 5 for alternative, top 2 I think for alternative. I don't think he saw a huge wave of new subs. In fact, we could actually look at that right now. I don't think that's why he created it either. It's just like these people are so desperate. I mean, like, yeah, you get me making this video, but like this whole video is like a self-own. Yeah, Tim's, you know, I don't really see any kind of massive sub growth. He's at 1.32 million subs. Timcast IRL staying at, basically he's gaining 600 subs a day. Very good, but no massive sub growth there. The song's been listened to over 1 million times just on YouTube. All is not what it seems, especially when it comes to Tim Pool. The song soared up the iTunes music charts, landing in second behind Britney Spears' first new song in 6 years. Her collaboration with Elton John, Hold Me Closer. Butt rock is a phrase a lot of people use to describe this, he said of Tim Pool's song. A lot of people hearing it, and a lot of people who are not necessarily fans, you bring them in with this generic song, and then you get them to listen to your near fascist rants. That's how he brings more people in. Be like, just trust this guy. He's a punk. He's one of you. He's not just some partisan YouTuber. And that's how he hooks you. Well, where were all these generic, he's a punk rocker just like you songs when he built the first 1.3 million subscribers that he had? I think it's extraordinarily obvious that his music has not driven his channel's growth in any way, shape, or form. Now, maybe long term it does. Maybe he found a niche with the music and he really wants to continue that, and then he uses that to reach new people. Maybe. But there's no indication via Social Blade, which is updated daily, that he's saw any kind of massive influx of new subscribers. So that's just like, took me 2 seconds to debunk that. The song also features Offspring's former drummer, Pete Parada, who was booted from the band last year after refusing to get the poke before a tour. Parada said he suffers from like Julian Barr syndrome. A lot of supporters of Tim were saying, this is kind of a middle finger of the Offspring for letting go of their drummer, Carell explains. Was it? The song comes hot on the heels of the Daily Beast contributor Robert Silverman's piece revealing how Tim Pool's website, Timcast, plagiarized a number of stories from CNN, Bloomberg, and Forbes, among others, despite Pool's reported claims that such mainstream outlets lie all the time, and that his site will bring back real journalism. Pool did not comment to the Daily Beast, but the site did fire the author that plagiarized the stories. Okay, earlier this year. Oh, how many months ago was that? Okay, wait. So they put this at the end. They found out there was some plagiarism going on. And are you saying your big reveal, your big own is that Tim did the exact right thing by removing the articles and firing the person that did it? I mean, if it were CNN or the Washington Post, they would promote them. I don't even understand how, these people are so dumb and so desperate. Like, there's nothing inherently. 1.5 million views now on this song. Oh, here's one of the top. Middle finger to the Offspring for letting great drummer go. Awesome song. Listen to your podcast for a while now. Would never have guessed you'd sing like this. I mean, I don't see a lot of, wow, I've never heard of you before, and now this is totally rocking, and I'm going to sub to your channel. I mean, these are all Tim's fans. Dang, Tim, bro, you guys are good. Great job, Tim. Not my vibe, but solid jam. So it seems like most of these people know Tim. So, I mean, with only like a tiny bit of research, you could see that that's not the case. And then Tim, I'm assuming in response to the subtweets and said, it's an entirely new genre of music called griftcore. Our next song is called Is This What You Want? And it's going to be pop/dance. Leftist music is called lockstep because they march in lockstep with major corporations and the government. Well, they generally do. I mean, we saw, bands. I mean, who can, you know, what's more punk rock than firing your drummer for not, you know, getting in line with Big Pharma? Isn't that's super punk rock? Of course, you see the Quartering getting in here with his classic grift. Use promo code GRIFT to save 11% at Coffee Brand Coffee. Great to consume while listening to Timcast Griftcore. And by the way, we soft launched yesterday our fall as frick spiked jack-o'-lantern coffee. It's not your boring pumpkin spice latte with, that's just nutmeg, by the way. You drink this coffee and in your mouth, it is fall as frick. I promise you. And if you don't like flavored coffee, we have 5 other delicious coffees. We have a double caffeinated, which just launched last week. You've even got a decaf. I've got 3 hot cocos. I've got cold brew bags, Roaster's Choice program. We have our K-Cup pre-order. The K-Cups are going to be here in just a few weeks. So if you're a K-Cup drinker, we've got you covered. Oh, and by the way, we have 6 organic loose leaf teas, and promo code GRIFT will save you 11%. That's the biggest discount I've ever given through this week, and then that promo code will be disabled. So, you know, support your favorite griftcore by checking out Tim's song, and enjoy coffee, tea, or cocoa made right here in America. Support your favorite channel, get a beverage, enjoy some music, and laugh at these hit pieces. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.